There's so many lessons that you can you can at least learn from at least a lot from failures. I think
Mhm.
failures are there to actually to. I'm not saying they're good, but then when it does happen, you actually get a lot of learning from it. If you are a person who is reflective, to think about, okay, what went wrong? What could I have done better? How can I change that for the future? I think that's the mindset to have when you go through a failure, of in whichever aspect of your life that might be. I think it's always important to look back and reflect and say, okay, what can I actually have done differently? But then the most important thing is, what can I do now? Given that I have gone through this failure, because it's great to reflect, but it's also good um, to be proactive in what's next. What should I do? What should I do about this? And make sure that when a similar situation comes by, you're ready for it, right? I think that's what's most important, um, about failure. And failure is it happens. Everyone goes through it. So whenever you do go through it, just know that it's nothing new. It's you can get through it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's very, very true. The mindset is important when you go through a setback. I think that approach that you use, like, what went wrong, what could have been, what can we do better, and what's the next step now. I think that's also very, very important, because I think, it's important we don't go into a slump, and
Hmm.
we recognize the failure, but and obviously we give it some time, but as soon as we've reflected and we understand and we accept what's happened, is about obviously, okay, now we need to rectify the situation and move on.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think it's very important, like what you shared, that it's not a one person thing. Like, everyone goes through something similar, so there is
yeah,
a reassurance and a calmness to that, because you're not the only one that's going to go through that. You're not the first, and you won't be the last. So it's about building up that character to say, okay, I've gone through
yeah.
this. What am I going to do?